In 1974, the channel is still pretty straight, the main channel up against the west bank, but you begin to see some of the effects of the gravel mining, the straight channel configuration, the multiple channels, and other types of things. But things are pretty quiet. The low alternate bars really don't cause much pressure on the banks. So things have stayed quiet here for quite a while. And again, the approach to the bridge, the flow is going straight through and minimizing scour. In 1994, the channel is still straight. There's a lot of evidence of mining. In fact, there's a diversion channel that's upstream of the Geyserville Bridge that was used to install riprap, which is shown in the upper right left corner. But you can see things are still pretty straight. Flow is straight. The force of the flow is directed straight at the bridge, so the scour is pretty much minimized. You start to see a little bit of bend in the channels. It starts moving into the west bank. By 1999, the river has definitely taken a course toward moving and increasing meandering against the west bank. You can see the bar building up on the east bank and a pushover, and start to see a bit of the arcuate shape that's normal to meanders. This probably means that the inner part of the bar has reached the point bar height of about 6 to 8 feet, and thus has started to push against the outer bank. By 2002, this arc of erosion has become significant enough that some rock has been installed just upstream of the bridge. You can also see that some vegetation is becoming established on the bar opposite the west bank. This means that it has reached point bar height and erosion is starting to increase. You can also see the angle of attack on the bridge has become steeper. Instead of coming straight through, it's coming through at about a 30-degree angle. This is the result of the bar building up. By 2003, the point bar has become very well established, vegetation showing a lot of signs of becoming established, and the angle of attack on the bridge piers, again of the old bridge built in the 30s, continues to increase as the river bends around that big point bar, and as the west bank retreats due to erosion. This continues on, and you can see that some vegetation has actually become established on the point bar. By 2007, the bridge has been replaced, but the angle of attack is very high, like 45 degrees. This is just after the bridge was reconstructed about a year later. You can see that the bank on the west side is eroding, the rock has been outflanked by the flow, and the point bar and inner ridge continues to grow in a westward direction against the bank, and also vegetation is becoming more and more established as it moves westward. This is continuing and actually continued beyond this. In order to figure out the hydraulic force changes that occurred between 1994, when the bar was low and the angle of attack on the bridge was straight, we produced a two-dimensional hydraulic model. The color coding indicates velocity, and the arrows indicate direction. You can see right around the Geyserville Bridge, the velocities were very high, 11-12 feet per second. But they occurred generally away from the bridge piers, which shows up as white dots in the diagram. You can also see downstream is pretty moderate. Using the 2007 topography, you can see that the angle of attack has, because of the bar buildup upstream, has actually forced the water around at an angle to the bridge piers. The high velocity zones now impinge on the piers at the downstream end, the same location where the piers sunk. So it shows that the gravel bar actually increasing was the main cause of failure and the high angle of attack on the bridge piers. This diagram shows a cross-section looking downstream that was surveyed just upstream of the Geyserville Bridge. You can see between 1994 and 2003, over 100 feet of bank erosion occurred on the west bank. This is the thing that increased the angle of attack on the bridge as a result of the bar buildup on bar 9. 2010, this extended even more to a couple hundred feet in places. Again, gravel bar buildup and lateral erosion caused a change in the flow and attacked the bridge. This is a photograph taken upstream of the bridge shortly after repair. Caltrans spent $1.5 million to put in riprap to protect the approach to the Geyserville Bridge. If this were to erode through, a new bridge would have to be constructed or the roadway be reconstructed. But once again, this was all caused by the bar buildup of bar 9 and you can still see the angle of attack on the bridge. However, the new bridge has very deep piers, so should be pretty stable for the long term. However, erosion is a problem. Once again, the solution to this problem is bar skimming. This overabundance of sediment on the other side of the river has caused the river to push westward, causing the angle of attack and loss of agricultural land. If allowed to continue, this will eventually breach through Highway 128 and would destroy lots of land and require a new span or a major repair, worth millions of dollars. The second part of this thing would be to do something to the bank, which will be shown in the next diagram, to increase erosional resistance. Bioengineered bank protection would provide a solution for the West Bank just upstream of the Geyserville Bridge. This effort combines again hard elements using rock and logs spaced in between as groins and filled with vegetation and soil. The vegetation, consisting of woody willow, will help stabilize the soils of the banks and slow down velocity as it impinges on the bank. This would also provide excellent fish habitat as well as restoring riparian vegetation. There is a proposal now to do bar skimming on the Sire-owned reach in the Alexander Valley from Gill Creek down to Jimtown Bridge. It includes an adaptive management strategy that enables agencies to work together to find solutions to erosion problems and to help stem off potential risk of channel avulsion. The plan also includes substantial restoration up to 26 acres of new aquatic and riparian habitats. All agencies support this plan. In conclusion, in the Alexander Valley, the current channel configuration is not sustainable. It will change according to what nature dictates in terms of sediment and water supply. It's tending toward the wide shallow condition, which would take over most of the valley floor and destroy vineyards. The bars continue to build steadily, erosion's progressing, and vegetation is continuing to encroach. There needs to be a solution, and the solution is a combination of channel bar skimming as well as bioengineered bank protection projects and habitat restoration.